Okay, everybody, I'm getting ready to pack electronic item. I want to show you, give you an example how to pack. I got a receiver that I'm finna send out, stereo receiver, AV receiver, and so let me see. Find it real quick. So I got 3 items I got to ship out this morning, and so I want to show you how I pack. Most of my electronics, these are for this. I packed all my VCR, DVD combo players, Blu-rays. Yeah, okay. So it's this one right here. Kind of show you over here on my shelf. It got a remote to it. And so let's pull this big baby down. I forgot what I paid for this. I think I either paid, I can look at it real quick and see what I actually paid for this item. It sold for $189.99. I just posted it yesterday. And it's, well, a couple days ago anyhow. Yeah, I paid $40 for it. And it sold for $189.99. Now usually I don't pay that much for an item like this. This particular one, because it sold so well, I like I got more for it, but I just wanted to get rid of it real quick, and so I can still make a decent profit. So yeah, let me show y'all real quick how I pack most of my electronic items of this nature. It's very simple. I buy the 2-inch bubble wrap. Now really 2-inch, half-inch rather, I'm sorry. Half-inch bubble wrap, with the half-inch bubbles. These are not really for wrapping stuff. You can use it for that, but this is really for, this is filler, what they call filler bubbles. And so one thing about ordering, I don't know if any of y'all have or not dealt with it before, ordering the 5/16 bubble wrap, because you got the other size too, but the 5/16 I think about ordering. I'm a little foggy brain this morning, it's early, so I can't even think of the other size. I use, I think, the 3/16 bubble wrap. This is the smaller bubble wrap, which I got down here. So this is the smaller bubble wrap right here. And this is not good for wrapping it. Like for the remote and everything, yeah, it's fine for. But it's not really great because you have to use a ton of bubble wrap to really secure that. If you use the smaller bubbles. So I usually wrap the remote in bubble wrap. Nothing fancy. And then I even put like at least a layer or so around the cord as well. Again, not necessarily saying this has to be done, but this is just the way I do it. You want to try to find the least expensive bubble wrap. The half-inch bubble wrap, it's very hard to find this cheap anywhere. But the box place I get it from here locally, a roll like this is what's about 125 feet long. This is 16-inch wide, and I paid like roughly $17 for each of these rolls. And my smaller rolls, the smaller bubble wrap is 3/16. I paid like $27 a roll. It's a pretty long roll. I think it's like about 300 feet long, 12-inch wide. Not bad. And so that's where I get it from. And it's good quality. The smaller bubbles are good quality bubbles. This is one I got from Staples. It's good quality as well. But it was like a 200-foot roll. And I think these were on sale for like $15 or something like that. So I had got a couple of them. But anyhow, so this is where I pack all these items. All my stereos, VCR, DVD combo players. I pack them all the same, pretty much the same way. Now, of course, they have different types of bubble wrap for packing electronics. Like static free, you usually be like green color. They got the pink color, I think it's static free too as well. And them are good, but this This bubble wrap right here, I have been using it for years. I haven't had not one complaint about it. And I use like several layers, as you'll see. I use about 5 or 6 layers. If the electronic, like I shipped the amp, and it was heavy, so I've used more bubble wrap, a lot more bubble wrap for that, and I doubled the box as well. Anyhow, let me go on and get this started for you. I just sit it right there. And start flipping it. So as you're gonna see, I'm gonna use several layers because I want this thing to be well protected and to be able to handle any abuse. FedEx, it's more likely it's gonna go FedEx, right? All these kind of electronics right here go FedEx. Now, the great thing about this kind of electronics is that a lot of people don't want to mess with them because of the weight and this is because of the nature of them. They're trying to test them and all that kind of stuff like that. I do very limited testing. I test the radio. I hook up a DVD player to it and a flat screen, little small flat screen TV I have, and I test it that way, make sure that works. The HDMI hookup and all that stuff works and everything. And so I keep cables on hand for all that kind of stuff, just to be able to do some limited testing with the equipment. And I put that in the description when I test it. And most people, I have no problem with people buying and stuff like that. But you got to do some kind of testing. Some people just say their power's on. At least do that much, right? Okay. So let me see how many layers I got here. This ought to be about 5 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 layers right there. That is good and secure. 5 layers is plenty. This is semi-heavy. It's not super heavy. 5 layers is plenty for that. So let's take that off. So at this point, you can see what we got going on here. We got all this exposed on both sides, so we're going to cover that up as well. And so what we do, just lay this right here. Get this going. And you can't be afraid to use too much bubble wrap, especially for items you're sold for $189 and you got $40 invested in it. You want to make sure it is packed very well. And I probably overpack my stuff, but this is the way I've been doing it. And my mind is set on doing it that way. And so I doubt it very much if I'll change it. Now I think with the 5/16 bubble wrap, I might be able to use less bubble wrap. I gotta get a roll because it's very expensive. Not everybody sells it. The box place I get my bubble wrap from, they don't sell it. And so Uline is the only one I've seen. It's a couple other places, probably 2 I've seen. Uline sells it. So I might have to order it from them. Alright, so now we got this piece we're gonna put across the. Now what I'm gonna do first is gonna take these corners down to get it to reinforce that part. Each side, bring them corners in. Now I'm gonna put that on top, and it's resting on the cord back there, so it's not gonna hurt none of the connections, nothing like that back there. And I'm gonna show you something with the connections back there too that you want to make sure. I know there's many ways of doing this. A lot of folks probably got their own way of doing it and everything. But this is the way that this worked for me over the years. Also, my tape. I buy a case of these rolls of tape. I get them for like $55. Because I use plenty of tape and stuff like that. Package. Okay, let's flip it over. Okay, so this doesn't have it on the back. And like I got another receiver over here that has the speaker. These got the kind of speaker connection right here that you just push down on and stick the wire in. The other one's got the screw type. I was gonna say you wanna make sure that they screwed all the way down tight, not super tight, just hand tight, you know, a little bit hand tight, and so that way they won't get broke in shipping. But this right here is pretty much all flat back here. So now we're gonna just put our. Don't forget to put your remote in there. You got your wire there and your cord there. And just lay the bubble wrap on top and get the taping it down and so forth. See, I like doing these videos on electronics and everything because a lot of people are afraid to mess with them. But there's a lot of money in electronics. I'm going to show you in a minute some of my numbers and so forth. That's what I mess with. I mess with like a lot of large electronics, as you can see on my shelf and everything. And because a lot of people just pass them by in the thrift stores. And mostly because, one, like I said, they don't understand electronics. They don't want to deal with the shipping electronics. Maybe possibly the returns. I get very few returns because if the electronic, I have some pieces that I get sometimes, every now and then, something that don't work. I get it home and something about it just doesn't work. It ain't worth trying to sell for parts and repair. I just trash it. Most of the time I ain't pay number $10 for the item. But some items, even if they don't work, they still sell good for parts and repair. So you want to be aware of that. I'm going to repeat that for you. Some items, even though they don't work, some specifically DVD, VHS recorders, some of them that don't work sell for real good money. Maybe one side works, maybe the DVD player works, or maybe the VHS part works. They'll sell for good money. Okay, so as you can see, this baby is all packed. So it'll make it with no problem. That's the piece of the cord sticking out right there. Okay, now let me get my box. I get my boxes from Walmart, mostly, to pack these with. The medium-sized box. And I just simply start operating on the box. So I'm gonna bring it up here so you can see a little bit. So I go in and remove one flap. Oh, not one flap, but one part of the box. So I got 3 parts there. And you can use the box 2 different ways. You can use it with the print and everything shown on the outside. Or if you want to, sometimes I just flip it over. And just use it just the plain shown on the outside. Either way, it doesn't make no difference. Okay, sit it in there like this. Now, let me adjust this a little bit so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Okay, so now, I got that like that. Bring this flap up. Bring this, well, let me see, let's do this way. Bring this side up. Bring this side up. I had it right. Bring that flap up. Bring this side up. And bring this side up. Hold that right there. And just put some tape there to hold it. Okay, so now, this is what you're looking at on the inside. You got that like that. Now you're going to take this piece that you cut off, use it as a kind of like a template. Put it right there. So what you're going to do is press down on it a little bit, and cut up from where it's at. Put up on that side. Then you're going to fold. Start folding the sides. Got that. Fold this side. Got that. And fold that side. Got that. All right, great. Move it out the way. So now, we necessarily don't want to use this whole piece because we want to make sure that we keep the weight down as much as possible, but keep it well protected. So I have scrap pieces laying around that will fill that space in there. I'm going to show you. And once I put this down, I'm going to put this right in here. And put this down like this. Because otherwise, if I didn't have this piece in there, there would be you see the gap right here? There'd be a gap left there. Turn this around. Squeeze everything together. Make sure everything you satisfied with how it looks, how it feels. And let's get the taping. I use a lot of tape. I ain't gonna lie. More than necessary, probably. That's just me. Okay. So we got that. Then we're gonna hold this here and take this down. Flip this over on the side. Instead of taping all like that, you can just put one strip right down there and this will seal off all that. On my electronics and everything, this to keep moisture and water out during shipping, just in case. I always try to seal up any openings or anything like that. And again, that's just me. Okay, so we got that in there now. Let's stand it up on this end. And let's get this up in here done. Let me see if I got a scrap piece up here to use as a template. Again, if not, then what I'll do is take this and cut one of the flaps off and use it. Just something to help guide you in cutting and folding pieces. So you sit up in there like that. And then again, let me show you better. Then you got something to work with. By sitting that up in there, you just take in, go in, and cut. And you always got to cut away from you, right? So you want to cut this off. All right, and then I'm going to take that and just fold in, like I did another pot. Fold in, use the back, put that against the wall, brace it, fold that pot in, and I'm going to leave that piece in there because otherwise, if I didn't, there would be a gap there. So I'm going to leave that piece in there. Let me fold this down. Okay. So let's get this secured right here first. So you're gonna have this pot right here open, so you just take that shut. Now I don't know about some people might buy boxes if they ship this kind of stuff all the time. They might buy boxes that are specially made to ship this kind of electronics in. For me myself, I just get the Walmart box. I think I paid $1 something per box for this size right here. So forth. And they do sell the heavy duty ones, I think, in this size too. So just in case you might want to get something that's more heavy duty, do the same thing on this side. Get all that. Damn. Yeah, that's good. This is what I was talking about doing. Just take it, run it along there, fold down, and Sometimes this tape. This tape is like not the best tape in the world, but it's okay. It does the job. So. Okay. So that's pretty much it. You might want to take and run. I dropped that. I ain't worried about it. It's protected, right? That's what they're gonna do at the post office or FedEx. Either one. I'm gonna take it, run across, secure all that down. You might want to rub your hand over the tape, because a lot of times I'll go in there, I'll put the box out there, and, ready by the door, back door, and I go and some of the tape might be start coming loose or something like that. So I always make sure I rub my hand over the tape, make sure that it's stuck down and stuff like that. So that's it, people. This baby doesn't look bad. It's not the greatest looking boxing, but it does the job and everything. So from this point on, you know what you do. You grab your tape measure, you weigh first. So I like this kind of skill right here because I can pull this part out. That shows me the weight and give me plenty of room to put the box up there without. Okay, so that's 19 pounds. This is going FedEx. So what I'm going to do now is do that and stuff like that. Put in the weight, put in the measurements, and get that ready to go. But that's how you pack and everything like that. But let me kind of show you what I want to show you as well as far as my numbers real quick. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see that good or not. But anyhow, yeah, this is going, let me get this up here. Okay, so this is for me do for the month for last month. And I sell, like I said, I sell muscle electronics. So this is one of my best months. This is my best month. I did a total of $12,133.47 gross amount. And after the fees and everything like that, net $9,200. Of course, that doesn't take into account what I pay for items and stuff like that. On average, I probably spend anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a month sourcing. That's here recently. Before I wasn't spending as much. But when the stuff out there to get, I would spend the money to get it and so forth. And this is all from thrift stores, by the way, and so forth. And so, yeah, you can make good money sourcing electronics. Make sure you pack them well. And that's what this video was basically about, is making sure you get them items packed well. All right, talk to y'all later. It's my.